For Irish people who are raised in songs and stories, there are few heroes of greater renown than Luke Kelly, one of the founding members of the Dubliners, a truly great Irish band. Kelly's voice echoes through the capital of Ireland. This week, on the 35th anniversary of his death, two new statues were unveiled on his honor. So we went to the streets of Dublin and asked what makes Kelly a true Irish legend. Let's go.
I think it's important that his kind of music, it embodies what Dublin people and Celtic folk music is about, especially in Ireland. It's not just about the music, it's the stories that go along with it, like the Dubliners especially. That was a very, very important part of the heritage of Ireland. Like the fact that he's getting his own statue only pays homage to that. Like
almost of the same age as the Dubliners, a bit younger than they were. And in my 20s I was a great fan of theirs. I bought their records, and then I used to regularly go to the Embankment in Tala and to the Royal Hotel in Howth many weeks, sometimes twice a week. And I just love them.
The last time I saw Luke Kelly, he was in there and he had a flat cap on. And I went in and I said, "How you crater?" And he said, "Fuck off." And he came over afterwards and he apologised, and he said he was after having an operation in his head, and I didn't know that at the time.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
But as I said, that's not for quoting now. I'd say he was a brilliant singer that got the spirit of the time and continues to do so.
Well, he was very instrumental in gathering songs. When the Dubliners started off originally, he was one of the ones who was very interested in getting authentic songs and older songs.
Okay.
I saw him in Tipperary, the whole lot of them. That was in the 70s. I was a student and we were doing a summer job.
Well, I think the Dubliners, they were part of that whole scene. And they were even banned in England, some of their songs.
Well, that was the 7 nights. 7 drunken nights.
So that makes them very popular in Ireland.
He would have come from a very kind of lower socioeconomic background, you know, from the working man's background. They would have grown up in a time where there was big families and not a lot of money amongst them families. So a lot of the storytelling would have come from singing. A lot of families would have went to other people's houses and sat down and had ceilidh bands and sings and songs and stuff like that. And like that's a big part of Irish history and tradition. That's a big part of our storytelling.
And there is something in your memory regarding those moments? Or?
Oh yeah, my granddad was a big Luke Kelly fan, massive Luke Kelly fan. So that's like, I mean, you carry that with you through it. Like every time you hear a Luke Kelly song, you're taken back through the years. You're taken back to
sort of nostalgia.
Nostalgia, absolutely.
One of those little cul-de-sacs off Grafton Street.
Yes.
And I was in there on a Sunday morning, and Luke was there along the bar.
McDade's maybe.
McDade's is it, yeah. And Luke was knocking back pints, and he was a very formidable character with people around him and a very attractive personality. You know, even I wasn't part of the company, but you could not be aware of the extent of his personality.
He was a fantastic singer and he had a fantastic repertoire. He studied with Ewan McCall in the Singers Club, and he came over. He was the first Irishman to sing a Bob Dylan song. He gave me the prize into the Kenilworth City one time.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic, yeah.
I was outside and I hadn't the money to go in, and I said, "Luke, on the waterfront is on there." He said, "Why didn't you go in?" I said, "There's no money." He said, "There's 5 bob." I love the Dubliners. The Dubliners are one of the oldest boy band in the world. They had an incredible lineup. They not only had the 2 of the great singers, Ronnie Drew and Luke Kelly, they had a man who changed the banjo, Barney McKenna, who's a complete legend of a musician.
When they get together, everything is so...
They were fantastic. I saw them the first time I saw them, my father brought me to the Grafton Cinema. They were playing upstairs. And after that I decided that's what I'm going to do.
He liked singing ballads of protest as well. He was very much a man of the left. He was interested. He would have been influenced by the Bob Dylans. And Luke in particular was very political, very interested in the day-to-day. He was socially aware. He was amazing, I suppose, when you think of him as a singer. He was there's no one can equal his ability to sing. And
just for me personally, the Score Not His Simplicity song, just because he speaks about how, be it a child is struggling through difficulties of mental disabilities and stuff, and I think in today that's very much prevalent. And it's a huge problem which he was obviously addressing before the time of, be it that problem.
That's true.
So yeah, man was ahead of his time, and he's carrying on in the hearts of all who love him.
I think it's important that music, like film, is that it's never in one. It's intergenerational. It's always something that's passed down through the generations. But if you're asking if there's somebody like that anymore, there's nobody like Luke Kelly anymore. There's nobody like Wolf Tones. There's nobody like that anymore.
Oh, I loved too much, and by such